So if it were you driving down an icy hill, what would you do to avoid becoming a frozen pinball?
We are breaking into your regularly scheduled program to bring you an update on the tropics. I'm meteorologist Nick Walker. The National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on what it's now calling Potential Tropical Cyclone 14. This is an area that could develop into a tropical cyclone, a tropical depression, or a tropical storm within the next 48 hours or so. We could have a named storm making its way into the Gulf of Mexico as early as Monday. Tropical cyclone, potential tropical cyclone 14. The center located 175 miles south of Cozumel, Mexico. Winds of 30 miles per hour in the center and a central pressure of 1,006 millibars. It's moving toward the northwest at 6 miles per hour right now. And on that track, it would move very, very close to the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. And a tropical storm watch has been issued for portions of the Mexican coastline here around the Yucatan. That means that we could see tropical storm conditions within 48 hours. A tropical storm warning has been issued for western Cuba. So we very well could see tropical storm conditions there within 36 hours. The National Hurricane Center is giving this a 90% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone within the next 5 days, an 80% chance of development within the next 48 hours. Here's the path that we anticipate seeing this potential tropical cyclone move. And then as it does, strengthen perhaps into a tropical storm as we get into the early part of the week. Its name would be Michael. We'll continue to watch this as it moves very close to the coast of anywhere between Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, the Florida Panhandle as we head on into midweek, and then perhaps making landfall midweek as a strong tropical storm, and then that moisture moving inland, providing the potential of flooding throughout much of the Deep South. So, in case you're unfamiliar with that term, potential tropical cyclone means a disturbance that is not yet a tropical cyclone, but it does pose the threat of tropical storm conditions to land within 48 hours. This allows the National Hurricane Center to issue advisories for the land areas before it is named. So we don't yet have a name, but we do have those watches and warnings there for the coast of Mexico and for the coast of Cuba. Here's the future radar. We anticipate seeing very heavy rainfall here in portions of Central America, including Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, and then northward up toward the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico and the coast of Cuba as well. We could see torrential rainfall from this potential tropical cyclone, maybe as much as 1 foot to 1.5 feet of rain, though most of that, probably the heavier amounts, would remain offshore. Nevertheless, we could see 3 to 5 inches, maybe as much as 7 to 12 inches there from the coast of Cuba over toward the Yucatan Peninsula, and then more of that tropical moisture moving northward. Very deep tropical moisture moving into the Gulf of Mexico, aided and abetted by this jet stream diving southward. That's going to help guide that tropical moisture northward into the Gulf of Mexico toward the Gulf Coast, and as that low tracks northward, even if it doesn't get a name, we're going to continue to see lots of rainfall moving through the Gulf and up toward the Gulf Coast as we head on into midweek, and then that jet stream pulling the moisture northward up into the Deep South, increasing the potential for flooding in that area. So once again, we have the potential of a tropical cyclone, perhaps even a named storm. And if it does get a name, it would be the 13th named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. Its name would be Tropical Storm Michael. So again, potential tropical cyclone 14 making its way toward the northwest now, 175 miles south of Cozumel, Mexico, could move into the Gulf of Mexico by the time we get into late tomorrow or on into Monday. We'll continue to keep you updated on this here on the Weather Channel. Stay tuned. I'm Nick Walker, the Weather Channel.
You're going on a level surface, and then when you start to encounter the hill, that momentum is going to carry you up there as far as it can. Lightly touch the accelerator. Try to keep those wheels moving and in contact with the road.
Driving uphill on ice is all about building momentum and maintaining traction.
As you start to approach an icy hill, it's important to measure